alaikum, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today in this video we are going to discuss one of the most important topics in sociology, and it's one of the compulsory questions as well. So unit number 1, theory and methods. So we will be discussing two aspects in this chapter. First is, how do sociologists interpret society? Like, it means, how do sociologists see the society? What do they think about the society? Second is, how do sociologists study society? What are the different methods or theories or approaches that sociologists use to study society? So let's begin. So the first part is, how do sociologists interpret society? First of all, we need to know what actually is sociology and why do we study it. So, sociology is study of human social life, groups and societies. So, when we study sociology, we are basically studying how do humans behave, how do they spend their social life, how do they mingle up with other people, how do they form different groups with different rituals, cultures and traditionals, and how do these groups form different societies. Sociology explores social factors. Social factors shapes human behavior and the way society influences our daily life. So first of all, the question is, what are the social factors? Look, social factors can be the family, the friends, the education system, the workplace, and the religion that affects a person's behavior, a person's personality. So if we take up an example of education system, we are bounded with certain limits. Like, we have to go to school in a proper uniform, we have to follow a proper school curriculum, a proper syllabus. So this is how we are bounded by the culture of school, the limitations of school. Now what about religion? Like in Islam, we are prohibited in eating haram and we are allowed to eat all of the halal foods. So we are bounded by this thing. This is a limit that we need to follow. What about the workplace? We are not allowed to do nepotism. We are not allowed to harass other people. We have to follow certain rules and regulations. We have to be on our job on time. So this is how we are bounded by certain limitations. Now what about family? How does our family influences our behavior? We are being nurtured and we are being brought up in different manner. Each and every family brings up their child in a different manner. So this is how social factors shapes human behavior. We can see that there are different human beings. They have different perceptions, they have different personality traits, they have different way of thinking, they have different behaviors. Plus, the main thing is that how society influences our daily lives. Apart from these social factors, we are bounded by our societies as well. We need to follow a proper way of living, a proper systematic way to live in a society. So these are the factors that influences different social groups and our social lives. Okay, let's move on. Now we are going to discuss the theories, the approaches that are used to understand the society. So we will be discussing about the consensus and the conflict approach, Structulism, Interpretivism, Functionalism, Marxism and Feminism theories as well. So first we are going to discuss what is a consensus approach. Equality in society or agreed norms, status of power, values can be shared such as religion, stable form of society. So whenever we are talking about a consensus approach, we are seeing society as being equal. everybody is sharing out certain norms. There is no difference, and there is proper equality between each and every person, each and every group of the society. In fact, you can say that the values, the norms are being shared. Nobody can broke up any law, nobody can broke up any value, because each and everything is being shared. As you can see the example of religion, what does Islam says? Islam says that we need to eat halal food and we need to deny haram foods. So this thing is being followed by each and every Muslim. Any Muslim cannot disobey with this rule. Stable form of society, whenever you are focusing or whenever you are adopting consensus approach, you are basically forming a stable society, a systematic society that is going in a smooth path, smooth way. Everybody is following the rules and regulations, and there are no disputes among anybody. Now let's see the conflict approach. Values not shared, society with different wills are unstable. As the name suggests, that conflict approach means that society is unequal. Each and everybody in the society is unequal. The power is unequal, the status is unequal. As you can see that most of the societies are being divided among upper class, lower class. So if we are following a conflict approach, we are saying that there are different or unstable wealth system, unstable situation of power. The upper class is becoming richer and richer, and the lower class is becoming poorer and poorer. So I hope that consensus and conflict approach is being cleared in your minds. Now let's see structuralism or positivism or macro theory. Societies are seen as sets of structures. Individuals play different roles. Individuals have little choice. So we see that in structuralism, societies are shaped in proper structures. Okay, and these structures follow certain rules and regulations. Nobody can deny with these rules. Secondly, the individuals that are part of these societies, they have certain roles. They play different roles. For instance, if you are a daughter, you can be a wife, you can be a mother, you can be a sister at the same time. So in a family, you need to play different roles. Similarly, when you play different roles or being an individual, you have little choice. If you are following a structuralist society, through having little choice, you are being bounded to follow specific rules and regulations. You cannot go beyond those rules and regulations. Now, one of the structuralist theorist Emile Durkheim says that society is not different in countries but different between countries. What does this mean? It means that societies are not different, okay? Each and everybody know how to commit suicide, but the reasons are different. For instance, why do people commit suicide? A lady who is being domestically threatened, harassed, might commit suicide. In other way, a poor person who is facing intense poverty can commit suicide. So the reasons of committing suicides are different, but the way is the same. In societies with support networks such as religion, strong connection leads to lower suicidal rates. You can take the example of Islam. For instance, if you are a Muslim and you know that in Islam suicide is haram, so you will not do it, whatever the case is. even if you are being depressed, or even if you are planning to take up your life, but still you know that it's not allowed in Islam, and being a Muslim, you will do a bad deed if you commit suicide, so you won't do it. So this is how such networks like religion stop people from doing the bad things. Further, Durkheim used positivist methods, that is, correlation and causation. Factors are correlated due to which something happens. It means that if something is happening, what are the cause of that thing? Like I told you, if societal rates are increasing, so what are the reasons? What are the causes of that suicide rates? So it can be poverty, it can be domestic violence, it can be uh, discrimination at workplace, so on. So there are different factors, or there are different causes that relates to increase in suicide rates. So this is what basically uh, this sociologist, the structuralist sociologist Durkheim said in his theory, that the positivist method, which is based on correlation and causation, is that if something is happening, so there are different reasons that's why that thing is happening. So I hope you got this theory of structuralism. Okay, one more thing, this theory is also called a macro theory because you are considering society as a whole. Okay, you are not focusing on individual needs or wants. Okay, you are seeing the society as a whole, and you are not differentiating between individuals. Okay, so you are seeing society as a whole. Okay, now let's see the interpretivism or interpretivist approach. Oh yeah, it is also called micro theory. Micro level approach in which individuals are important, individuals grown up in society's norms but have an opportunity to choose from different identities. So whenever you are focusing on an interpretivist approach, this is a micro level approach. Structuralist approach was a macro level, you were seeing society as a whole, but interpretivist approach is micro level approach in which you are saying that individuals are important. Okay, so why are individuals important? Because still, even if they are bounded by certain rules and regulations and limits, they still have choices. Let me explain you in this way, that marriage is sunnah. Okay, and Islam says that it's good that you marry, but still some people don't like to marry, okay, due to any reason. So they have choice. Okay, they have the opportunity to choose whether they want to marry or whether they do not want to marry. Okay, so yes, they are grown up in society, they know the norms and values, but still they might deny about things. People's own thoughts are important. Over here, what people think, what people feel is very important. The meanings that individuals give to society is also important. Example, what people say about crime is important. Look, this means that what are the thinking of people, what do people think about things, what do people interpret about different things is very important. Like, what do people think about crime, like why crime happens. So if there are two people, one might say that crime is increasing because there are greater rates of inflation, poverty is increasing, due to which people are committing crimes. What else can be the reason? Another reason can be, for instance, a person might be belonging to a broken family. Okay, he might not be brought up according to the proper norms and values of the society. So he might not be nurtured in a way that crime is a very bad thing. So he might do crime, he might do things to fulfill his needs and wants, to fulfill his satisfaction, because he is not taught in a way that crime is a bad thing. So, two different people, two different thoughts, two different perspectives about why crime is important and why people say that different reasons about crime is important. Okay, people make society socially available labels are age, gender, class, nationality, roles in families. So, to make up society, we need people. Okay, people makes up societies. So there are different labels that people have. For instance, age. You might belong to different age groups. You have different gender, male, female. You have different class systems, upper class, middle class, lower class. For instance, in a society, you might have different people with different nationalities. In a family, you might play different roles. For instance, you might be a daughter, you might be a wife, you might be a sister, you might be a mother at the same time. So I hope you understand about the interpretive society, that is also known as a micro level approach, in which the sociologists focus on individuals. The main focus is on individuals, the importance of individuals' feelings, thoughts, and perspective. Okay, now we will be focusing on three other approaches. Okay. So first is functionalism. It's basically a consensus approach. As I told you, what is a consensus approach? That the society is going in a systematic way. Okay, each and every unit is united. All the values are being shared. There is no conflict between individuals or other members of the society. So focus on social functions and ask what keeps the society together. So basically the main function of functionalism or this approach is that they keep asking that why and how can the society be united, how can the society be preventing from breakup. School helps children run economies, families, social norms next generation can learn. Prison to keep prisoners off the roads. So, now in functionalism, what we do is any organization, whether it's a school, whether it's family, whether it's religion, or whether it's you can say those agencies that practice social control such as police, army, they focus that what keeps the individuals unite. Okay, what makes them remove inequalities, remove the differences. Like in school, we all being students follow proper curriculum. Okay, we follow proper school uniform, so you can see that all of the students are united. Okay, in families there are certain social norms that are mostly followed by each and every family. Okay, there can be differences, but usually like you can say respect of elders is being passed on from one generation to other, and it's being followed in each and every family. Prison in every state, prisons are used to lock up criminals so that the criminals do not so they do not exploit other people. Okay, so prisons ensure that the criminals are kept inside so that there is no such concept of inequality in the outer world. Now the second approach is Marxism. It's a conflict approach in which there is severe inequality in the society in terms of unequal distribution of wealth and unequal distribution of power. So what's happening in the Marxist approach is that the lower class are exploited. Okay, they are becoming poorer and poorer, and the upper class, that is the ruling class, is becoming richer and richer. Okay, so the ruling class or the upper class is exploiting the workers from the lower class and not paying them wages or giving them, uh, the workers are being uh, underpaid, they are not given overtimes, okay, and they are being exploited. So, first thing is this, and the second is that in schools ensure people fail and accept low positions in society. So, what does this mean? It means that somehow schools, हमारे schools भी जो हैं, what they are doing is they are following, you can say, favorism to the people, to the students basically who are from the upper class, or the students who are favorite of their teachers. So schools also do some sort of favorism, and you can also see like in colleges or in universities, usually there is a fixed ratio कि इतने बच्चे तो एक साल में फेल होने ही होने हैं, just because they struggle to get job and they don't find a better position in society. So the next is mass media distracts society for main issues such as capitalism. So what does mass media show? They show things that are unrealistic. They hide the real things, due to which people are usually unaware of what's actually going on in the society, or what's the actual picture. Okay, the third approach is the feminism. It's also a conflict approach. Feminism are basically those women that fight for the sake of women. Okay, so they say that patriarchy exists and males are more dominant. So the feminists see that the society is basically male dominated. Okay, males are the people that are above women in any stream. It can be education, it can be workplace, or it can be in any domain. So the society is basically a patriarchal society. Now there are different types of feminists. First are the liberal feminists, argue that equality have been achieved, only equality promoting laws are required. So they agree that equality is achieved. Workplace पे भी equality मिल गई है, like women and men are equal, women are paid same as men, women are seeking higher levels at employment as compared to men. Even in education there is no discrimination between men and women, but only equality promoting laws are required. ये सब चीज़ें मौजूद हैं कि डिस्क्रिमिनेशन नहीं है बिटवीन मैन एंड वुमेन एट वर्क प्लेस, एट एजुकेशन, एट एनी अदर प्लेस. सिर्फ ये कि इक्वालिटी अचीव कब होगी, जब लॉज इम्प्लीमेंट हो जाएंगे. ओके, सो स्टिल दिस इज़ एन इम्प्रैक्टिकल थिंग. Okay, the next one are radical feminists. They say that patriarchal society and needs conflict and radical change. वो ये बात कहते हैं कि सोसाइटी पेट्रियार्कल है, कॉन्फ्लिक्ट एग्जिस्ट करता है, बट इफ़ ऑल ऑफ द वुमेन्स stand together, okay, so they can change the society. They can change from a patriarchal society to a woman dominated society. Okay, now the third type is Marxist feminist. They basically say how class and gender work together. Okay, so what they are doing is they are linking the feminine gender with the class. For instance कि अगर एक औरत है, वो लोअर क्लास की है, ठीक है, and she is a woman. So what will happen, she might not be able to seek good job, ठीक है, उसको यूजली जो है वो एक्सप्लॉइट किया जाएगा. Also if a girl is from a lower middle class, ठीक है, so what will happen, उसको कहीं भी कोई सेल्स पर्सन की जॉब मिल जाएगी, या किसी भी मार्ट के अंदर कोई छोटी मोटी ब्रांड एम्बेसडर की जॉब मिल जाएगी. दैट इज़ ऑब्वियसली नॉट हाईली पेड, ठीक है. सो दिस जेंडर थिंग अकॉर्डिंग टू मार्क्सिस्ट इज़ लिंक्ड विद क्लास. जितनी हायर आपकी क्लास होगी, ठीक है, और बेशक आप औरत ही क्यों ना हो, ठीक है, तो ही आपको सक्सेस मिलेगा, तो ही हो सकता है कि आपकी जो पे रेट है वो हाई हो. सो क्लास एंड जेंडर अकॉर्डिंग टू मार्क्सिज्म goes hand in hand. Thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to like my video, subscribe to my channel, and share my video with your friends. So take care. Allah Hafiz.